Jungkook's kiss was fierce and punishing, anger pouring out with each forceful moment, but as the moments ticked by, something in him began to shift. The intensity, the frustration, the pressure of his day, all of it seemed to melt away, slipping into a haze of calm as he held you close. His grip softened and his kiss, once harsh, turned gently slower as though he were savoring the moment. The angry urgency began to give way to a strange sense of relief, his lips moving with a newfound tenderness. His hands loosened their hold, cupping your face softly as he let himself drown in the unfamiliar comfort. When he finally pulled back, he noticed the tears in your eyes, streaking down your cheeks as you trembled in his hold. You could barely catch your breath, shock and hurt evident in your expression. Every night when things get to be too much, I drown it all in the glass. But today, he paused searching for the words. Tonight somehow it was different. When I kissed you, it was like everything, the stress, the anger, the pressure just faded. I have been drinking myself numb for as long as I can remember to get this feeling. But it wasn't. After you left, Jungkook sank onto his couch, rubbing his hands over his face as he tried to make sense of what had just happened. He poured himself another drink but found himself staring at it, barely aware of its presence. What on earth just happened? He muttered, running a hand through his hair, still feeling the electric charge from his encounter with you. How did just kissing her make me feel this way? Faint smile tugged at his lips as he thought back to how he felt when you held him after he slept that morning. The strange sense of calm that had followed, however brief. She is different. I felt my stress fade, like she was grounding me, he murmured, barely recognizing his own thoughts. He chuckled softly, shaking his head. Who knows, just being near someone could change my mood like that. He took a slow breath, setting his drink aside. Maybe she really is something special, he whispered to himself, feeling a glimmer of something he hadn't felt in a long time. The next morning, Jungkook and Mr. John both came for breakfast. You moved about the dining room with your usual diligence, serving breakfast to Jungkook's father first. You tried to keep your mind on the task, but as you turned to Jungkook, memories of the last night flooded back, making your hands slightly unsteady. As you reached to pour juice into his glass, your thoughts drifted and without realizing you poured a bit too far, spilling the juice onto the table. Is this the type of service you think is acceptable? Jungkook values discipline, and yet here you are distracted and careless. Your heart leaped into your throat and you quickly began wiping the spill, your cheeks burning with embarrassment. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean. But before you could finish, Jungkook cut in, his voice calm. Dad, it's alright. Mistakes happen. Mr. John raised an eyebrow, surprised by his son's easygoing response. Jungkook, you are always one to insist on precision and focus. I don't understand why you are being lenient now. Everyone has an off moment. Besides, she is new here. I don't see the point in scolding her over something so small. Mr. John's frown deepened. Small mistakes build up, Jungkook. Allowing them only leads to more. You know how critical that is in business and life. Dad, I'm sure she's doing her best. You hide her because you trust she would be competent. Let's give her the chance to prove it without reprimanding her every step of the way. Mr. John's expression softened, if only a little, as he seemed to consider his son's words. Fine, but I expect you, he directed at you, his voice prim, to keep your mind on the job from now on. This isn't the place for daydreaming. You nodded quickly, feeling both relieved and humbled. Yes, sir, I am very sorry. I will be more careful. As Jungkook and his father finished their breakfast, they stood up straightening their suits and preparing to head out for the office. Ready for the day? Mr. John asked, giving Jungkook a pat on the shoulder. He nodded. Yes, there is quite a bit to handle today. And they both headed to office. After coming from office, Jungkook sat on the edge of the bed, his jacket discharged beside him as he ran a hand through his hair, sighing deeply. It had been a long day, but not because of the workload, it was because of you. Why am I thinking about her so much? The whole day it was just her. He took a shaky breath, letting the reality sink in as his heart pounding a bit harder. I think I'm slowly falling for her. Jungkook shook his head, chuckling softly as he recalled how you had spoken to him with that unyielding confidence. She is remarkable, beautiful inside and out. Her eyes, her voice, everything. It's all so genuine. She is not like anyone else. The way she looks at me, like she is seeing me more than just a CEO, more than just Jungkook, the son my father raised. It's like she actually sees me. She is so brave. She didn't back down, didn't let herself to be intimidated. I have never met anyone who could look me in the eye and speak so freely. And she is doing it all while balancing her own burdens, holding up her family in ways they probably don't even realize. She is incredible. She deserves so much. I never thought I would find myself here lying in bed thinking about someone like this. She is genuine. She is unique in every possible way. I'm going to show her that she deserves someone who can love her the way she deserves. It's like she's under my skin. If this feeling, this warmth in my chest, if this is love, then yes, I'm in love with her. As you were setting the bowls in the kitchen, you heard Mr. John call your name from the living room. You quickly finished up and walked over to him. Yes, sir, you replied, standing respectfully. He held out a few files and handed them to you. Could you please take this to Jungkook? I need him to look through them tonight, but I am heading to bed. Too tired to go over it with him myself. You nodded, taking the files from him. Of course, sir, I will make sure he gets them. Mr. John gave a slight nod, rubbing his eyes. Thank you, Wine. I will leave it to you then. He offered a polite smile. It's okay, sir. Please have a good night. With that, he nodded and turned towards his room, and you went upstairs to deliver the files to Jungkook. You took a deep breath before walking up the stairs, your heart pounding in your chest. The thought of going to Jungkook's room sent nervous jitters through you. But you couldn't back out now. You had to give him the files. You finally reached his door, and though your hands trembled slightly, you knocked. Come in, Jungkook's voice called from inside, sounding distracted. Hey Wayne, what's the matter? You hesitated before walking over to him, your hands tightly gripping the files you held. Mr. John asked me to give you this. He said he couldn't go over them himself tonight. He's too tired. You handed him the files, your voice slightly trembling. He said that you should look at this tonight, sir. Ryan, I don't know how to say this, but I can't stop thinking about you. Every time I see you, every time I talk to you, I feel something I can't explain. His voice was quiet but sincere, each word heavy with the feelings he hadn't meant to let out. I think I'm falling for you, Ryan. The room was still, and your heart skipped at the rawness in his tone. Your hands trembled slightly as you held the edge of his files, but you didn't know how to react. You hadn't expected him to say this. Jungkook, the man who had been so cold, so distant, was opening up to you like this. But despite the warmth in his voice, all you could feel was fear. Fear of what this could mean. You shook your head. Sir, I don't think I should be hearing this. You don't need to say this. It's not right. What do you mean? What's wrong with it? You took a step back, gathering your thoughts, trying to control the rising panic in your chest. I'm not the person you think I am, sir. I'm just your maid. I'm not right for you. You deserve someone better, someone who can stand beside you without all the boundaries that come with me. Ryan, why are you saying this? You are more than just a maid to me. I have been noticing you, the way you carry yourself, your heart, your kindness. I have seen everything in you that I admire. What more do you need? Sir, it's not just about what I am, it's about what I can never be for you. I'm not someone who can share your world. I'm not someone who can be part of your life the way you deserve. I am a maid, and that's all I will ever be. And I don't want you to waste your feelings on me. Is that what you think of yourself? You think you are nothing more than what you do for a living? No, but I know my place, sir. I know the boundaries. You may see me as someone worthy of your affection, but I can't accept it. I don't want this. I never asked for it. I came here to support my parents, and that's all. I'm not some woman who can be by your side in the way you deserve. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to hurt you, but I can't accept this. This isn't right. I'm just your maid, and we both know it. We are from two different worlds. It's not about where you come from, Ryan. It's about who you are, and you are everything I never realized I needed. I'm willing to go through everything for you. You shook your head again, the tears welling up in your eyes. Sir, please don't make this harder. I can't do this to you. I don't want to be the reason you regret anything. You are not the reason for any of this, Vayan. I am the one who is falling for you, and that's not something I can just ignore. I will give you time. I will wait. But please know that this feeling isn't going away. I'm sorry, sir, I can't be that person for you. With that, you turned and left the room, his mind racing with all the things he wanted to say but couldn't.